Good morning. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for July 30th, 2026. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Yesterday was wild, wasn't it? Wow. 111 times wow, 111 times. Now, Fox News did a clip and put like a whole group of him, how he was right on cue. He actually reads exactly the same every single time. It was pretty cool. It wasn't cool what he did, but it was kind of funny how under the advice of my counsel, I plead the Fifth Amendment or whatever he said. But yeah, it was something else. Yeah, but thank y'all very much for tuning in today. I'm tired as usual. I got woken up again last night, but that's all right. It's getting better. It is getting better. All right. And then one other thing. On a great note, a happy second anniversary to my daughter and her husband, Rose and Caleb. They're stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky right now. This is their second wedding anniversary. That was great. He is a really good son-in-law. But I just wanted to put that out for public notice to everybody to see. All right. So as we get started, if you are not a follower of the channel yet, please click on that bell you see on there right beside it where it says JPA report. Go down to the bottom of it and you'll see the word follow. Click the word follow and woof, you're in. All right. And then give me a thumbs up for the broadcast today. That's cool. I like that. And then chat if you want. Chat room's open. Nobody's in there right now. I know it's 6:32 in the morning in Texas. It's 6:32 in the morning in Texas. All right, all right. So with that being said, we go to the armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm or upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023, or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop. Your safety is our priority. All right. So thank you very much. And next we have the Iran update. Okay. So President Trump said it was going to happen. You don't attack the United States and not suffer consequences for said attacking the United States. If you're going to be the big boy in the room, you better bring big boy toys. We brought the big boy toys. They bought the little Matchbox little cars because it was no comparison. The president yesterday had ordered attacks in Iran, and they actually hit our GC command and control centers. That's what needs to be done. All right. It's for and then Secretary of War Pete Hegseth met with Bibi Netanyahu to coordinated defense postures, U.S. sanctions, Iran shadow insurance companies. It never fails. And then the U.S. owned tanker was hit by a drone in Egypt. That was after the retaliatory attack. Um, so there's probably going to be more to come about that one, right? It was it's a U.S. flagged ship. The flag was for it was a flagship from the Marshall Islands. Okay, uh, 20 vessels have been rerouted, and they could not get through the U.S. part of the blockade. Saudi Arabia pushes global alliance for Red Sea shipping. That is because the Houthis keep threatening to close the strait at the bottom of the Red Sea. Uh, and then China reportedly is sending 400 rocket launchers to Iran itself. And Khomeini, his whereabouts are still unknown. That's as per the scuttlebutt coming out of the White House after the talk with the Prime Minister of Israel. They said he's alive, but they're just not exactly sure where he is alive at. All right. Yesterday, the Dow Jones, and I hope you're sitting down for this one, because if you're not listening to the news, but the Dow Jones yesterday dropped 1,153.18 points, all the way down to 51,594.14. This morning, West Texas Intermediate, um, oh yeah, as I was looking at a headline, just came across the news, but it was talking about the retaliatory attack that the president ordered last night. Uh, West Texas Intermediate, about an hour ago, was at $84.33 a barrel, and Brent crude oil was at $91.29 a barrel. Right, so that is the Iran update. Let's knock out these announcements. We have Pints and Politics Belton at the Dead Fish Grill next Thursday, August 6th. Yeah, August. Yeah, at 6 p.m. at the Dead Fish Grill with Elephant in the Room Strategies and Chip Howell. And then we have on August 11th, we have the Coppers Cove Conservative Club at Giovanni's, 6 p.m. in Coppers Cove. Then we have the Boots and Bling from the Coryell County Republican Party on the 22nd of August in Gatesville at the Texas Station Event Center. The food is going to be provided by El Tapatio. The Texas Connection Band is going to sing. And Steve Munisseri, he is going to be the keynote speaker for the event. All right. The next announcement we have is for the 29th of August with at the Holly Gun Range for the Republican Party Patriot Range Day, and it's going to cost $20 a person to get in and fire as much as you want. All right, and we're being sponsored by Curmudgeon's Honeymead. So you'll be able to buy some of their products after you get done firing. After, because guns and alcohol don't mix. The last announcement we have is another one for the Coryell County Republican Party. It's our annual fish fry on September 26th, also at the Texas Station Event Center. And then it's the price for that is $35 a person. And we're going to have Mrs. Dorinda Randall. She's the chairwoman of the Republican Party of the state of Texas, RPT. And then Senator of Senate District 24, Pete Flores, is going to be the other keynote speaker. All right. I don't know. I'm sorry I stumbled across all that. Hold on just a second. I hope y'all don't mind me giving out all these announcements because it is important to put out where people can meet like-minded Republicans out there because when you get together, you stay together. And when you get involved, you stay involved. And the only way you can get that is to be able to know where to go to find other Republicans and get organized. Okay, if the Democrats want to get organized, we're going to get organized and stay organized. All right. So first thing, what we were talking about with Anthony Fauci. Yesterday, he was at the Senate. Um, and I tell you, 111 times he claimed the Fifth Amendment, right? Because all he told was lies, and more lies. From that is why he went to the president in 2024 and requested a pardon. And whoever signed it, it was an auto pen pardon, but they pardoned him from everything he might have committed from 2014 until present day when it was signed, January 20th. What lies did he tell, and why don't we know? He could have, he could have told them yesterday. He said, "Well, I apologize for what I did, and this is what I did, and I thought I was doing the right thing at the time." And I think that's sort of what Rand Paul was saying yesterday that he could have done, but he didn't. He wanted to conceal the lies that he told the American people. You know, one thing I learned, right? And Colonel Burks was on TV, and she reiterated it because it's in her book. She ain't gonna lie. You know, she's a retired colonel in the Army. If she got caught lying in public, right, they could actually recall her back to active duty in the Army and take rank from her. So she ain't gonna lie, and she's not. But what uh what he did, he what she put in the book was that about 4 or 5 days prior to the president issuing, we need to take 2 weeks to bend the curve. I mean, so take 2 weeks to bend the curve. It'll be over with before Easter, and everybody can get together. That's about how it went, right? The president didn't even want to do that. And I guess he had an inclination of, about how epidemics work or something like that. But okay, so let me get to what I was talking about. So she said a few days before the president put out the statement about bending the curve that her and him met at her house and discussed strategies how they could trap the president into making him make that statement. They were uh, uh, not cooperating. Well, it was cooperating, but they were uh, colluding. Yeah, that's the word. They were colluding on how to get the president to make this statement so that make everybody take 2 weeks off, close down all businesses, close down all schools, everything, right? That was in her book. This man is, I call him evil for what he did. When we have a whole generation of kids that don't even have, that are so far behind educationally that we're going to see a gap in the production and intelligence in our society because of what the Democrats did in court in conjunction with Dr. Fauci um, from 2021 to 2024. This is utterly ridiculous. Uh, yeah, so 111 times he claimed the Fifth Amendment. Rand Paul says they're going to subpoena him and they're going to try to make a referral to the Department of Justice for contempt of Congress, which has not been done since 1974 or 76 is what they were saying yesterday. Now, what he also said that he needs to get with some lawyers and maybe they could do a contempt of a congressional committee and not have to go before the full Senate, because go before the full Senate, it's got to be 60 votes to get past the cloture. And we all know how hard it is to get anything past cloture, right? Because nothing gets past cloture. So I'm going to just read a little bit about this because I will always bring the receipts, right? And if you've always wondered why I read so much, because I can bloviate and you're like, is James even knows what he's talking about? Well, I print off a bunch of this, and just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about, that I do print it, right? That's why I was so upset the other day that I wasn't able to print when my internet was down. All right. So Dr. Fauci's fight on Capitol Hill may not be over yet. A top House Republican signaled that after the former public health official pleaded the fifth more than 100 times during an intense Senate hearing on Wednesday. Quote, if former President Biden's blanket autopin pardon is valid, then Dr. Fauci has no right to refuse to answer questions. That was Congressman James Comer, right? The Dr. Fauci clearly knows his autopin pardon is on legally questionable grounds and decided to protect himself today rather than provide the truth to the American people. Fauci appeared before a Senate GOP led panel on Wednesday amid new scrutiny over how he handled the COVID-19 pandemic following the release of a diary that he kept during the global health crisis. And then Comer accused former Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra of withholding Fauci's diary from the House Oversight Committee during the Biden administration, but said Fauci could be facing new questions after its release. All right. In Javier Becerra running for governor of California, maybe that's a discriminating factor to keep him from getting elected. That was a cough drop. Before I finish, let's see, 6:48. These are, I'm going to skim over this part because this is the morning brief. Top 10 major takeaways from Fauci's hearing. 1. Fauci applied for government grants for himself and got government employees to do it for him so he can get rich. You know that he actually made more money per year than the President of the United States. That's wrong. 2. Ron Johnson alleges Fauci covered up evidence that ivermectin works because he wanted to get rich. Senator Moreno asked why Fauci hired a criminal defense attorney. That's a very good question, right? Maybe it's because he's guilty of something, right? 4. Rand Paul confirms plans for Fauci contempt vote. That's going to be a definite. And I bet no Democrats vote for it. 5. Senators question legality of the Fifth Amendment plea because he had that blanket pardon, so he should be able to speak freely because he has that pardon. Now, he put himself in a very bad position. 6. Senator Rick Scott tells Fauci how lockdowns hurt his own family. All right. Senator Rick Scott also heavily criticized Fauci in his speech, highlighting how the former director's policy and guidance hurt the American health industry and even his own family and children. I have daughters with children. You cannot imagine the questions they have surrounding vaccines for their kids and themselves, and the unbelievable pressure to make the right decisions for their health. That is absolutely correct. Well, I'll get my vaccines, but I will not touch another COVID vaccine ever. Right? 7. Hawley, Senator Josh Hawley claims Fauci wanted to be the sun god of science. Yeah, it's all about that pride thing. You get a little taste of that power, and he's like, "Whoa, I can get the money. Show me the Benjamins, and everybody will listen to me because I am an important person because I think I'm smart." Yeah, okay. He liked seeing videos of him being on TV. Number 8, Senator Rand Paul presses Fauci on the deletion of federal records, which is a felony, right? Number 9, Senator Fetterman regets partnership over lab leak theory, right? Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman admitted to Fauci that he regretted believing the man's lies that denied the lab leak theory and that a prominent Republican theory that the virus emerged from the lab seemed to be true. Okay, let me rewind a little bit back. When they do that contempt vote, they may have a Democrat vote named John Fetterman, okay? And then 10, Fauci, this is the best one. Dr. Fauci's lawyer got evicted from the Senate hearing. Huh, yeah, he sure did. You're out of here. Man, too bad they didn't do an had umpire in there to call him out and expel him from the game. All right, so we're at 6:53. Hold on just a second here. Let me get set up for the raid at 7 o'clock. Just a second. While we're doing this, if you're not already following the page, please click on that little bell and scroll down to the word follow and click it. And then also click that thumbs up button for a like for the podcast, all right? That would be cool. All right, next. There was supposed to be a vote today in the Senate Judiciary Committee to confirm Todd Blanche, to refer him to the full Senate for the confirmation vote to make him the next Attorney General. That vote has been canceled because of this $1.8 billion, I forgot what they called but it's that fund to help people that have been wrongfully prosecuted by the government. You have Tom Tillis and John Cornyn both, I'm not going to run again. And John Cornyn, I got my butt hurt because I got spanked by Ken Paxton royally by like 40 points. They refused to vote for Todd Blanche to be able to be the next Attorney General. Now we don't have the votes. And we're not going to put a vote up that won't pass, right? So that they have to figure that part out, right? I just wish John Cornyn would just go ahead and resign and let Greg Abbott put someone up there until after the election. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley canceled late Wednesday night a planned meeting to consider the Attorney General Todd Blanche's nomination to the post amid opposition from a handful of Republican senators. The cancellation comes as Tom Tillis and John Cornyn, I don't even want to call them senators, continue to oppose Blanche's nomination over the dispute of whether the administration will receive a $1.776 billion fund for victims of weaponization by the Justice Department. The senators are concerned that the department, under Blanche's leadership, will revive the deal since an agreement on the deal still exists in writing. Chairman Grassley works to set President Trump's nominees up for success in the committee, not failure. A spokesman for Grassley told The Hill, Senators Cornyn and Tillis want written assurances from the Department of Justice regarding the Trump IRS settlement. You know what? If I was the president, screw this whole mess. Just write the note out. I promise I won't use the $1.776 billion fund. They're just like little crybabies up there. What is the purpose? You won't take the administration at its word, so you're a bunch of crooks anyway. Let's put it just. So John Cornyn is so in bed with the gun lobby, the anti-gun lobby, that he passed some bad legislation, and he got reprimanded for it by the Texas citizens that actually vote. If John Cornyn would not have went and was in cahoots with the Biden administration to pass legislation enforcing the red flag laws and stuff, he probably would have won his nomination fight. He probably would have, but he wanted to play these little silly games and think he could get away by pulling the wool over our eyes and do what he. I said it yesterday. John Thune, John Barrasso, and John Cornyn all got to go. Right? We already know Cornyn is on his way out, but the whip can't even whip up a vote, and John Thune is the most incompetent. I mean, people talk bad stuff about Mitch McConnell, but at least Mitch McConnell knew his Robert's Rules of Order inside and out. John Thune doesn't know inside of a barn if it had gaping holes in it, right? And if that even made sense, I'm just bloviating at this point. But we need an attorney general. Just, Mr. President, just sign a little permission slip and give it back to John Cornyn and let him have the vote so you can get your nominee, okay? Because the days of these stupid little games that they play need to come to an end. It's already 6:58. And then interest rates are held steady because of the economic stance out there right now. But so this is the third or fourth meeting in a row that the interest rates are going to be kept the same, except that this vote was 9-3, not unanimous. All right, there's not a breakdown in the vote, but so Kevin Warsh had his first meeting, and that's part of the reason why the stock market dropped so far. Everybody wanted interest rate cut. What do we got? 6:59. Last thing before I leave, Democrat Senate candidate in Texas, James Telefrico, on Tuesday called capitalism theft. Okay, quote, trickle-down economics is not a theory. It is theft. They have been stealing the wealth that we all created. It is why everything sucks right now. Yeah, okay. So if you're a liberal and you own a business and you're making a small profit, your Democrat that you like a lot is calling you a thief because you're making a profit. That is why you should not be voting for Telefrico. All right. So I will see y'all in an hour with the JPA report. I love that. That was a good way for this. And so I'm going to initiate the raid for Vince. I will see y'all in 1 hour. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm out.